Welcome to this deep dive, curated just for you. So today we are exploring, well, a huge stack of reports and military statements surrounding that recent, really deadly checkpoint attack in Thailand's Narathiwat province.
Yeah, and we're going to unpack the entire investigation, the massive tactical search operations happening on the mountains, the current legal proceedings, and how local residents are actually navigating these security risks.
Right. And to start, I want you to imagine attackers not storming the gates, but just walking right through them.
Just exactly like the guards, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like a modern-day Trojan horse. That tactic is what made the July 22nd strike at the Bukit Samie checkpoint so devastating.
It really was.
And it forced this completely unprecedented military response that we're seeing right now.
The disguise really exploited trust. I mean, in combat, a split second of hesitation is fatal.
Yeah.
And the attackers, who are members of the Harimau insurgent group, they're a faction fighting a separatist insurgency there, they just use that exact hesitation.
Yeah, they drove up in a black pickup truck, threw pipe bombs, and just fired assault rifles.
Right, and they killed 5 rangers, injured 6 civilians, including actually a 10-year-old boy.
Oh, wow. That's awful.
Yeah, and then they stole weapons and bulletproof vests before, just melting back into the jungle.
Just vanishing. And because they vanished into the dense Mae-tae mountain range, the 4th Army region is now basically trying to put a lid on an entire mountain.
Yeah, they have 3 special task force teams patrolling Mae-tae right now.
And ground troops are blocking all the village escape routes below. But I have to ask, since this Harimau group is, highly trained in jungle survival, aren't the military forces essentially walking blind into the insurgents' own living room?
That is a very valid tactical question.
Yeah.
And the military actually acknowledges that terrain disadvantage, which is why they're countering it with a siege mechanism.
Okay, so a 247 encirclement.
Exactly. The strategy isn't necessarily to stumble upon them in the dense brush. It's to physically sever the umbilical cord connecting the insurgents to their supply lines in the villages below.
So cut them off entirely.
Right. It's just starve them of food, information, and ammunition until they are forced to move and, make a mistake.
But starving them out only works if you can actually cut off that supply cord, which I guess explains the parallel dragnet happening in the courts.
Yeah, the military isn't just relying on bullets out there.
Right. They're utilizing arrest warrants for suspects like Azizun Mae-tae.
He's the one identified as the alleged pipe dumber.
Okay, but do pieces of paper like arrest warrants actually carry any weight against insurgents hiding out in a remote jungle?
Well, on their own, no. But warrants provide the legal leverage to dismantle that logistics network we talked about.
Oh, I see.
By invoking martial law, authorities can aggressively interrogate known associates. They've brought people to the 46th Ranger Regiment Center for intense questioning.
And they can strictly warn locals that harboring these fugitives is a severe crime.
Exactly. It shifts the battlefield from the physical jungle to the legal system, squeezing the sympathizers who keep the insurgents alive out there.
But that squeeze on the population is creating a massive political fault line. On one side, you have an MP suggesting military bases should be moved away from civilian areas.
Yeah, to prevent non-combatants from getting caught in the crossfire.
Right. And to be clear to you listening, we are strictly impartial here. We're just conveying what's in the source material, not taking any political sides.
Of course. And the sources show that the MP's proposal sparked huge public backlash. It was met with fierce pushback on the defense establishment.
The defense minister even tearfully declared that his troops, quote, must not die in vain.
Right. It highlights a really stark divide. Arguments for demilitarization clashing directly with the military's stance, that overwhelming force is absolutely required to avenge the fallen.
And to protect those same communities. So with heavily armed troops on the mountain and these political debates just raging, you'd probably expect the local towns to be completely paralyzed by fear.
But the reality on the ground is so different.
It really is. At the Tanyong Met Market in Rongai, people are just out shopping, going about their daily lives.
It is this fascinating psychological paradox. Rather than feeling, oppressed by the heavy military presence, locals report feeling totally unfazed by the martial law declarations.
Yeah, they're accustomed to these strict security measures. They actually feel safer knowing the checkpoints are active.
It provides a sense of comfort and routine predictability in an otherwise really volatile region.
It really highlights the incredible resilience of people living in conflict zones. Daily life just persists, even in the shadow of military operations.
It really forces you to rethink how humans process danger, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And as the military vows to hunt these attackers to the ends of the earth, it leaves you to ponder something. Well, what happens to the psychology of a community when a state of extreme militarized high alert isn't a disruption of normal life, but the very thing that makes normal life feel safe?